Hello and welcome to Herald TV News at 3 with me, Tasleem. The culmination of the poll process to form new panchayats across Goa saw the election of sarpanchas and deputy sarpanchas as grassroots leader on Monday. The newly elected members of 186 panchayats in the state, which went to poll on August 10, have elected sarpanchas and deputy sarpanchas. Rural areas witnessed hectic political lobbying to gain a majority to rule the panchayat bodies. Many new faces were elected at the sarpanchas and the deputy sarpanchas.
The newly elected members of 186 panchayats in the state have elected sarpanchas and deputy sarpanchas on Monday. Many new faces were elected as the sarpanchas and deputy sarpanchas. The Directorate of Panchayats reserved 126 posts of sarpanch and deputy sarpanchas for women. As per the Goa Panchayat Raj Act 1994, in all 62 posts for sarpanch are reserved for women, while 64 village panchayat deputy sarpanchas would be women. Sankalp Mahale was elected the sarpanch of Bagmalo Chikolna Panchayat, while Lorena Dakuna was elected as a deputy sarpanch.
जी कामां उरला मे बी अरावंड जी कामां आमी चालीक लायली आनी थोडी कामां जी उरला ती करपाचो एक ध्येय आमच्या मनान आसतलो, ती दृश्टी आमचे कडेन आसतली. जावं तो बोगमालो ग्रावंड आसूं, मागीर आनी कसले मेजर प्रकल्प आसतले, वॉटर पायपलायन आसूं किंवा गांवांत आमच्या इलेक्ट्रिसिटीचो मेजर इश्यू आसूं, त्याच बरोबर इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेव्हलपमेंट हो जावपाची गरज आसा, त्याच बरोबर ह्युमन डेव्हलपमेंट जावपाची गरज आसा.
म्हणजे सगळे बारबर आहाय पळय ती वी आर ऑल इक्वली वी आर युनायटेड आनी आमी प्रॉमीस करता सगळीं एकठांय जावन आमी डेव्हलपमेंट मुखार व्हरतलीं, आमचे विलेज एक बरो जाता तितलो बरो विलेज करपाक.
The sarpanch and deputy sarpanch of Lotli are both women. Joanna Fernandez was elected as the sarpanch, while Selina Braganza was elected as the deputy sarpanch of Lotli Panchayat.
जें कितें आमगे लोटली विलेजी डेव्हलपमेंट करपा जाय तें थ्रू पंचायत आमी करतली. तशेंच आमगे MLA घेवन आनी जिल्हा पंचायत मेंबराकूय घेवन आमी आमगे प्रपोजल आहाय ते फॉरवर्ड करतली आनी डेव्हलपमेंट करतली. तशेंच दोन मेजर इश्यू आहाय आमगे लोटल्यान म्हणल्यार एक जेटी येवपाची आसा आनी 2017 सावन आमी जेटीक आमगे पंचायत बॉडी सदांच ओपोज केला. तशेंच आमचे ग्रामसभाकूय आमी ओपोज केला आनी हेजेय फुडें आमी करतली. दुसरो इश्यू म्हणल्यार आमगे लोटल्यान गार्बेज प्लांट येवपाचो आसा, तोय आमी ओपोज केला.
डेप्युटी सरपंच जावन सगळ्या गांवां पासत वावुरतले.
A new face, Nazia De Costa, was elected as a sarpanch of Perna village panchayat, while Marcelina Faria was elected as a deputy sarpanch.
म्हज्या वाड्यांतल्या लोकांक वॉर्ड 6 हांव थँक्यू म्हणटा म्हाका पंच कशें निवडून हाडलें. आतां मेंबरांनी म्हाका सरपंच केला आनी आमी सगळे मेंबर सपोर्टार रावन काम करपाक वावुरतलीं. बेन्ना डेव्हलप MLAचो सपोर्ट आमकां आसा आनी आमी सगळे एकवटान रावता.
Benna ground is coming up. We will see that with the help of MLA that it gets completed. And secondly, garbage. At MRF shade, we will try to shift it somewhere else. If the comunidad gives us the piece of land, that can shift that MRF shade because here it is very inconvenient.
Francisco Figueredo was elected as a sarpanch, while Susie D'Souza was elected as a deputy sarpanch of Guelosi village panchayat.
म्हजो प्लॅन म्हणजे आमच्या गांवची सगळी उदरगत करपाक आनी जाता तितलें वावुरतलें आमी बरे भाशेन सांबाळपाक आमचो गांव.
Developments are there now. I'll be fulfilling all the developments and especially I will try to keep the village clean and yeah, that's all.
Basilio Fernandez was elected as a sarpanch of Kamoli Panchayat, while Rania Dias was elected as a deputy sarpanch.
To get rid of the waste plastics, which will be, we have that plan of making waste plastic blocks, and out of that blocks, footpaths will be beautified. At the same time, we will get rid of plastic. Regarding wet garbage, we have a system in place as of today, but that also will be upgraded so that we are free from garbage.
ओके. आता तुझी कितली टर्म जाली तूं इलेक्ट जावन येता?
This is the 5th term. Okay. And I'm there as a Sarpanch for the 4 terms.
Rohini Taraskar was elected as a Sarpanch of Sankwal Panchayat, while former Sarpanch Girish Pillai was elected as a Deputy Sarpanch.
मेहनत करता लोकांची जी काय कामां आसा ती सगळी आमी एक जावन करतलो.
सरपंच असताना आमी जितले कामां केले आमी सगळे मेंबर सगळे एक जावन आमी कामां केल्या. हे पाटी सुद्दां आमचें एकूच आसतलो की सबका साथ सबका विकास म्हणल्यार सगळे पंच एक जावन आमी कामां करतलो. मेन म्हणल्यार आमचे पंचायत घराचे जे काम आमी लास्ट टायम आमच्या टेन्युरान आमकां लँड मेळल्या वयल्यान ते प्रोजेक्ट ऑलरेडी ऑलमोस्ट लास्ट स्टेजीर पावले. फकत टेंडरिंगा उरलेले आमचें एक म्हणणें कितें आमी अशें करतले पाटी टेंडरिंगा नेक्स्ट डे म्हणल्यार एक विका भितर काम स्टार्ट बेश्टे.
Kiran Bodkar, Inasia Narona and Carsten Miranda for Herald TV.
As per the High Court directions, a meeting was held between petitioner Claude Alvarez, Fisheries Department and fishermen to curtail LED fishing and bull trawling on Monday. Though the Coast Guard assured to file complaints with the Fisheries Department, the Marine Police are still without any boats. They say they will require rupees 1.5 crore to repair their boats and rupees 5 crore to procure new boats.
The Coast Guard assured to file complaints with the Fisheries Department regarding LED fishing. The Marine Police are still without any boats for patrolling. There is danger in case of any 9/11 type of attack takes place.
See, Coastal Guard has assured that whenever they see LED fishing, they are immediately sending a written letter to Department of Fisheries with the details of the boat. That is what they have said today in the meeting. They said, आमका केन्ना तरी आमका बोट मेळ्ळी LED fishing करता आमी इमिजिएट ताबडतोब तांकां चीट बरयता कित्याक म्हूण ही पळय बोट हांगा मेळ्ळ्या दे आर डुईंग LED fishing ते आमचें काम करता आमी करता म्हणून. But today we have faced a situation where the coastal police is not given the equipment to deal with the issue. So if tomorrow there is a terrorism attack on the coast of Goa, you can be sure that we are going to have to suffer it because the coastal police are not being given the money and the boats to look after this problem.
We are continuing patrolling whenever, if at all, anyone is caught with an LED light or some violation is noticed. We catch the vessel. If fish is there, it is auctioned as per the practice. And also we file the case with the engineering officer. Even now, with this present court order also, now my vessel, otherwise also the fisheries officers at the jetty, they inspect the vessels. So now from that court order time, we have put more people there, and the fisheries officers and fisheries surveyors, they are inspecting the vessels along with the coastal police.
Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
The Supreme Court on Monday terminated the Delhi High Court appointed committee of administrators that was tasked to take over affairs of All India Football Federation and India Olympic Association. The apex court said it is passing the order to facilitate revocation of suspension of AIFF by FIFA and holding of Under-17 FIFA World Cup in India, as well as allowing participation of teams from India in international events.
A significant development in Indian football. The Supreme Court on Monday passed a direction to terminate the mandate of the Committee of Administrators, which FIFA constituted as third-party interference. The court modified the earlier directions relating to COA and the elections of AIFF so as to facilitate the revocation of the AIFF suspension and to ensure that India can host the Under-17 Women's World Cup in October 2022 as scheduled. It is the central government which requested the Supreme Court to end the mandate of the COA for the management of Indian football so as to lift the suspension of AIFF by FIFA. The Supreme Court on Monday terminated the Delhi High Court appointed Committee of Administrators that was tasked to take over the affairs of the Indian Olympic Association. The apex court said it is passing the order to facilitate revocation of suspension of AIFF by FIFA and holding of Under-17 FIFA Women's World Cup in India, as well as allowing participation of teams from India in international events. In a desperate move to get the FIFA ban on AIFF revoked, the central government on Sunday moved an application in the Supreme Court seeking to end the mandate of the COA as demanded by the world governing body. The Sports Ministry's move a day before a crucial hearing of the top court can be seen as an attempt to salvage the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup scheduled to be held in October. Clinton D'Souza for Herald TV.
Excise Commissioner Narayan Ghat continued the hearing in the complaint over the allegedly illegally obtained liquor license by Silly Souls Cafe and Bar. The complainant, Advocate Iris Rodriguez, has alleged that the establishment is run by the family of Union Minister for Women and Child Development, Smriti Irani, at Bhautawado in Asagaon village.
The next hearing in the Silly Souls excise license case will be held on 12 September. Excise license cannot be part of the inheritance of the deceased and is not transferable, Advocate Iris Rodriguez argued.
Lawyer for the owners of the property, as directed, has today filed his reply. Now the matter has been kept for the 12th of September for my reply. I made it very clear to the authority that the point about the Portuguese law being sought to be relied on by the family of the late Anthony Gama is totally outrageous, because the excise license can never be part of the inheritance. The Rule 90 very clearly says that the excise license is something personal to the person or the institution to which it is given, and that it is not transferable. Now there are provisions under which the excise commissioner can transfer, but there is a procedure for that. The excise license can never be part of the inheritance, that if the husband dies it comes to the wife, and if the wife dies it comes to the children. That is really laughable.
During the course of the hearing, the complainant also pressed vehemently for the suspension of the excise license, but the authority was not impressed by such a request, and such a request was not granted. Now the matter is posted for hearing on the 20th of September, taking into consideration that there are Ganesh holidays in the last week. So now it's kept on for the purpose of filing reply to those issues on behalf of the complainant. And thereafter the matter is going to be heard finally and decided.
Prasad Polji for Herald TV.
The National Confederation of Human Rights Organizations slammed the state crime branch for closing the probe into the death of Siddhi Naik, and also criticized the decision of the authorities to deny them permission to hold a peaceful protest. The NCHRO, which later addressed media persons at Lohia Maidan here, questioned the concerned authorities for denying them permissions without citing any reasons for their planned peaceful protest, which was to take place opposite the South Goa District Collectorate building.
Now the National Confederation of the Human Rights Organizations slammed the state crime branch for closing the probe into the death of Siddhi Naik, and also criticized the decision of the authorities to deny them permissions to hold a peaceful protest. The organization, which later addressed the media person at Lohia Maidan here, questioned the concerned authorities for denying them permissions without citing any reason for their planned peaceful protest, which was to take place opposite the South Goa District Collectorate building. Earlier, the organization said that it was not satisfied with the crime branch move to close the case, and they demanded that a high-level probe to be included in the Naik's death be carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation, the CBI. Watch.
आज protest march करपाक एकूच हेतू आसा. आमी रिक्वेस्ट करता जे सिद्धी नायकाची पळय केस आसा ती आता क्लोजराक धाडल्या टू द कोर्ट. माझे एकूच म्हणणे आसा की जी वस्त ऑलरेडी डिक्लेअर्ड आशिल्ली की इट्स अ मर्डर म्हणून, आणि police have registered it. We have not registered like. So police have already confirmed it's a murder. So the thing is that if it's a murder, now what is left is the follow-up. And the follow-up is who is the murderer or who are behind this murder. Now we accept, चला झाले पुलिसाकडेन जोगली तजवीज केली, ट्राय केले, मेळोंक ना, कांयच मेळोंक ना, तांकां विटनसी मेळोना आनी कांय प्रायमा फेसिया जावं पोस्ट कांयच मेळोंक ना. फायन, एक एजन्सी आसली आमची पोलीस, तेज्या फाटल्यान नेक्स्ट एजन्सी आशिल्ली आमचे गोवा क्रायम ब्रांच तेंकडे जावंक ना म्हूण ती मॅटर क्लोज करपाक जायना न्ही. सो दॅट मॅटर वॉट दे कूड नॉट हँडल मे बी because of certain things that are not available with them. But there are higher authorities whose institutions are there to back up. They work maybe more scientifically. There is an institution in India itself who can go into the deeper matter. Maybe they would be able to find out the culprits.
चीफ मिनिस्टर आमचे प्रमोद सावंताक आमी रिक्वेस्ट केले की आमी लेटरां घातली तांकां आमचो कितें कितें हें आसा तो सगळो आमी दाखयलो सगळे पॉयंट आमी मांडले आनी तरी आसतना ते लोक म्हणटा काय ना. SP शुक्लान हांवें सगळें ताका मांडून दितूकूच ताणें FIR करता म्हूण सांगलें. नाल्यार हांव कोर्टान वयतलें आसलें. तुमचे कडेन जायना म्हणून सांगा. FIR आज तुमी केली. आमच्या कलिकान सांगलें त्या प्रमाणे आमी करूंक ना. आमी धांवतले आसले न्ही. तुमी FIR करून आमच्या दोळ्याक चुनो लायता उदक लायता आमच्या दोळ्याक आनी अशें करून पाड घालता. कितें केलें तुमी बरें? कांयच बरें करूंक ना.
Aditya Bidre for Herald TV.
The Mapsa police have cracked a blind theft case that was reported at Aradi in Parra near Mapsa recently. It may be noted that thieves had broken into a house recently at Parra and stolen items worth 15 lakh. The police have arrested the accused Jewel Sheikh, 22, who is a resident of Kalangut and a native of West Bengal, while 3 other minor boys involved in the crime have been lodged in the juvenile home Apnaghar at Mirshes.
Mapsa police cracked down a blind theft case that was reported in Aradi in Parra near Mapsa recently. The police have arrested the accused Joel Sheikh, aged 22, who is a resident of Kalangut and a native of West Bengal, while 3 other minor boys involved in the crime have been lodged in the juvenile home Apnaghar at Mirshes. According to the police, 4 thieves had entered the house of the complainant Maria Philpos at Aradi on the 17th of August through the back door between 1:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. and he came with 2 cameras, 5 lenses, AirPods, 2 costly mobile phones with SIM cards and cash of rupees 12,000. In connection to this, the Mapsa police had registered an offence under section 457 380 read with 34 of the Indian Penal Code. Following investigation into the case, the police succeeded in intercepting Sheikh and 3 other minor boys aged between 15 and 17 at Mapsa. Sheikh has been arrested while the minor boys have been sent to Apnaghar. Further investigation is in progress. Now watch to what the Mapsa police have to say on this case.
पर्रान एक डायरेक्टर फिल्म डायरेक्टर रावताली तिचें नांव मारिया वायल्ड लायफ डायरेक्टर ती शी वॉज स्टेईंग एट पर्रा तेज्या बंगल्यान चोरी जाली रातचे न्हिदलेले कडेन 4 जाण भितर येयले CCTVन कॅप्चर जाल्ले ते आनी तेंचे कॅमेराज तेंचो 2 मोबायल फोन मागीर एक आयपॉड आनी तेंचे 5 लेन्सीस वीच आर व्हेरी एक्सपेन्सीव तेंच्यांनी चोरी केली आनी घेवन गेले ते 17 तारखेक जाल्ली इन्सिडंट जे CCTVन आमकां फुटेज मेळयली तेंचो इन्वॉल्वमेंट खंयसरूच ना ते नोन थीव्स न्हू दे आर नॉट नोन थीव्स आनी तेंकां आयज आमी अरेस्ट केले तेतूंतले 3 जाण मायनर एकटो आहा तेका आमी प्लेस्ड अंडर अरेस्ट तेजें नांव जुएल परितम शेख तो रावता आगरवाडो कालांगूट आनी ही इज अ नेटीव ऑफ वेस्ट बेंगॉल. हो एकटो आसलो तो सेक्युरिटी गार्डाचें काम करतालो जो आमी अरेस्ट केला तो ही इज अ मेजर आनी बाकीचे आहा ते भुरगे ते आर 17 years old 16 years old.
It is Prakash Gadikar for Herald TV.
It's been 3 days since the old huge banyan tree has collapsed at the Mandre Ganesh Visarjan place in Junaswada in Mandre. Speaking to media, the locals alleged that the fire brigade was informed, but till date nothing have been done. Neither anyone have come to the spot. They demand immediate attention.
Now it has been 3 days now since the old huge banyan tree has collapsed at the Mandre Ganesh Visarjan place in Junaswada in Mandre. The locals said the fire brigade was informed in time, but till date, nothing and no one has come. Watch to what they have to say.
सर्जन पॉइंट आसा पळय तो पॉइंटूच नासल्या कारण तो एक ट्युरिस्ट स्पॉट सुद्दां जाल्लो आसा कित्याक हेच्या ऑपोजीट जर पळयत जाल्यार लोकांनी शेती रोयल्ली आसा आनी तेजे बऱ्यापैकी लोक ट्युरिस्ट आमचे आनंद लुटपाक हांगासर येतात दनपारचें जेवण सुद्दां करपाक हांगासर ह्या वडा पोंदा बसताले. सो आयज खंय तरी तांकां सुद्दां एक प्रॉब्लम जाता की येतात पूण हांगासर पडलेले दिसता कोण स्थानीक आहा तो म्हणटा पळयता की 3 दीस जाले अजून तेजे कितें एक्शन घेतली जावंक ना. सो ताका जाता तितके बेगीन एक्शन घेवन ही क्लियर करपाची गरज आसा इतलेंच हांव सांगूंक सोदतां.
शुक्रारा राती 11च्या दरम्यान टॅलिफोनिकली एक कॉल गेल्लेले आसा फायर ब्रिगेड डिपार्टमेंटाक आनी तांकां ऑलरेडी इन्फॉर्मेशन गेल्लेलें आसा, पण काही कारणामुळे काल तेंचे कितें एक अडचण येयली तेंची कितें तरी आर्थीक हेचे खातीर ते कितें अडचणी खातीर ते हांगासर पावलेले ना. आमकां दिसता की आयच्या दिसान तरी रात मेरेन तरी येतले ते आनी थंयसर जे भले मोठे झाड पडलेले आसा ते बेगींतल्या बेगीन क्लियर करून ती जागा आमकां सगळी क्लियर करून दितली अशी आमकां एक तेंचे रिक्वेस्ट आसा.
A story by Maqbul for Herald TV.
Now, the residents from Kundai have raised their objection to the proposed tower that will come up at Government High School in Kundai. Residents said that the proposed site is very close to the Government High School, where most of the children are studying. The children belong to various ages, which are easily susceptible to various diseases. They also added that the elderly people are equally affected by such radiation. Watch.
Now, the residents in Kundai have raised their strong objection to the proposed tower that will come up near the government school in Kundai. Locals said that it is much more dangerous not only for the kids but even the elders because of the effect of such radiation. They said this can be done somewhere else but not near the school. Watch.
पूण हांगसरचे डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ हें चल्लां लँड चल्लां जावं आनी कितें चल्लां पळय न्हू तें पळोवन खूब वायट दिसता. आयज आमी सगळे जाण लोक जमल्यात कित्याक हांगसर राती भितून खड्डो मारून गेल्ले आसा JCB. एक रातचे JCB येता खड्डो मारता आनी वयता. तितून आतां दुसरे दीस पयशे जाल्यार तितून म्हणटा खंय एअरटेलाचो टावर येता. तेंचे कडेन ना NOC कोणाची हेल्थाची NOC ना, पंचायतीची NOC ना, स्कुलाची NOC ना, कोणाक इन्फॉर्म करूं ना. PTA म्हणटा आपणाक खबर ना. तांकां तर सांजचे वचून सांगता खड्डो मारले उपरांत सांगता की आमकां हांगसर एअरटेलाचो टावर घालपाक जाय म्हणून. सो हें सगळें चल्लां जी दादागिरी चल्ल्या. सो CM फाटल्या तेपाक सांगतालो पळय न्हू की आमकां एज्युकेशना बाबतीन डेव्हलपमेंट करपाक जाय. एज्युकेशन डेव्हलपमेंट करपा लागून आमी कितें कितें एक्टिविटी करूं शकता. सो ह्यो एक्टिविटी करीत जाल्यार डेव्हलपमेंट जावचें ना. हे एक्टिविटी करीत जाल्यार आमचें पाड पडटलें शिक्षण आनी ह्यान फुडें कोण शिकोवंक पावचें ना. कारण हांगसरचें चल्लां जे टावर आसा टावराची फर्स्ट डिसएडवांटेज म्हणटा ती ब्रेन कॅन्सर आनी भुरग्यांक सारको इफेक्ट जाता. तितून लोकेलिटी आसा आमची हांगसर रावतात. गुरवार बायलांक खंय हितून गरबानूच खंय ते हें जाता हँडिकॅप जाता भुरगीं. सो हे डिसएडवांटेजीस आसतना इतके लागीं 2 मिटराचेर हाडून इस्कोलाचे 2 मिटराचेर हाडून ते टावर बसयतात आनी हेका कोणूच अपोज करना. अशें हे म्हणजे मिनिस्टर लेवलाचेर कोणें तरी हितून दखल घेवंक जाय, CMान दखल घेवंक जाय आनी हे आतांच्या आतां बंद करूंक जाय.
A story by Sanjay Naik for Herald TV.
It's the festival of harvest. Taligaonkars unitedly celebrated the Konsachev Fest, a 4-day tradition that has been celebrated for nearly 500 years on Sunday. Konsachev Fest, or simply the Harvest Feast, is a thanksgiving ritual wherein devotees, the farming community in particular, pray for God's continued blessings. Their prayers are steeped in the belief that since their lives were created by God, it was only fitting to offer fruits of their labor to Him. The most famous aspect of the feast is the traditional cutting of the first sheaves of corn. Watch.
It's the festival of harvest. Taligaonkars unitedly celebrated Konsachev Fest, a 4-day traditional that has been celebrated for over 500 years on Sunday. Take a look.
सगळे गोंयकारांक अनुभव करून सगळे ताळगांवकारांक आज कोणसांचे फेस्ता दिसाक आमी उनुनी पळोवपी दिता आनी खेरीत देवाचो आशिर्वाद सगळ्यांचेर मागता. देवान सृश्टी रचून आमच्या हातांनी घाली आनी सृश्टीची आमकां कारभारी केली. ते दोतोरे जे कितें उपजता आनी पिकावट जाता तिनूच आमचे पूण आख्खे संवसाराचे पडलेल्या लोकां खातीर आनी हाका लागून सृश्टीचो मोग करून आमकां ही कोणसांची परब आमंत्रण करता. आमची सृश्टी देवान आशिर्वादान भरलेली भूंय आमची पिकाळ भूंय आमची आनी देखूनच ओवलो आमकां सगळे गोंयकारांक कोणसांचे फेस्ता दिसा आमी आमची भूंय पिकाळ सांबाळून जंय जंय जाता थंय झाडां पाडां रोवन आनी शेतां पाडांचो उपयोग करून खंयचेंच शेत बेश्टें दवरिना जाय आनी ही पिकाळ जमीन आमची जी देवान आपल्या आशिर्वादान भरल्या ती सगळ्यांक पावतात तसलो जेवणा खाणाचो आमी फायदो घेवं. तर आज हे फेस्ताचे परबे सुमयार तुमकां सगळ्यांक आमी बरें उलयता आनी जमीन आनी श्रिस्ती तिचो मोग करून आनी ती आमी जिवार सांबाळून आमच्या वांगडा. गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल.
Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.